Hello, hello. Hi, friends. How is everyone doing today? It looks like we've got Lauren here. Hi, Lauren. Good to see you. And JC swung by. I know a lot of the crew is actually over on Twitch right now watching Nia. So that is going to be a good time. And I hope they're enjoying their time on AuthorTube Reacts. But over here, we're doing productivity and getting stuff done, getting words on the page. I love it with the punches. I'm Gwenna Gwenna. You are on my channel. If you want to learn more about me, you can find it in the description box below. Jena, do you want to give an intro, my dear?
Yes, I'm Jena Gordon, and I write erotica. I'm working on my debut trilogy of erotic novellas, and they will be ready in the summer.
I'm so excited for you. So excited for you and for all that's coming out. Oh, look, we have a guest. Hi, Cool. Welcome back. It's good to see you. We don't have too much on the agenda today besides productivity, but how are you feeling, Jena? Do you want to do vulnerable questions today, or you want to do silly questions?
Let's go silly.
Let's go silly. I agree. What's your favorite weird food combination?
Weird food combination. I will put olives on anything, even things that aren't necessarily olive appropriate. Or eat them right after something you wouldn't think you should have olives with. So yeah, just weird olive combinations.
Yeah, Eva had us on stereo sound for a minute, poor thing. I like any kind of salty chips with anything wildly sweet, like peanut butter. So I'll do like, I know,
Okay.
I know. So I'll take like tortilla chips and just like dip them in like marshmallow fluff or peanut butter or like anything creamy and sweet. And I know that's weird, but the salty sweet, it's just like if I don't have chocolate covered pretzels, you got to get the fix somewhere.
Somehow, somewhere. Aww.
Somehow, somewhere. Hi, Tiff. I hope you're having fun on AuthorTubers React. Oh, look, Laura's here. Hi, Laura. Laura, I'm surprised you're here. Mostly because I know you said you didn't want to do anything regarding to your own writing today. And I was like, that's relatable. That's highly relatable. I just got a couple craft books in the mail today. I bought a couple craft books. I got 2 from James Scott Bell, Dazzling Dialogue, and Write Your Novel from the Middle. And then I got The Anatomy of Prose that everyone was talking about.
Nice.
Yes, so I'm very much excited about those. What did you say?
Which one are you going to read first?
I'm about a quarter of the way through Writing from the Middle, which I think is the most relevant for me right now because I'm really struggling on outlining Act 2 of my second book in my fantasy series. So I'm hoping that this gives me some insights as to how I can best get through that process. Because writing my 3-act structure for my first book in this series, super easy, came like a charm. Mm-hmm. But I'm really struggling on this Act 2 and usually like I'm a bit of a pantser in an Act 2, and it's like Act 1 and Act 3 that I really dig my teeth into an outline. But I hate to have that second book syndrome. You know how second books are never as good as the first or the third, and I don't want that to be the case. Yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping this gives me some insight. We had some more guests. Hi, Int Hugger. Welcome back. I know Int Hugger joined us for the first time yesterday, and they're having a good time. When I was Cheez-Its with green grapes.
That sounds great. I mean, I wish I had some right now.
I could go for Cheez-Its. I could go for cheese puffs. You know, like Cheeto puffs. I could probably eat an entire bag of puffs right now. I use mustard as often as ketchup for fries and things.
Yeah, I love mustard on French fries. Not so much ketchup, but I'll do mustard. Yeah.
Really? I guess I'm going to try that because I only like ketchup when it's mixed with mayo.
Mm. Yeah, I'm not a huge ketchup person. Gets a little sweet and kind of messy.
Yeah, I don't really like how vinegary it can be sometimes as well. Let me see. Laura says she's here for the company. Hi, Laura. Here for the company? It is good. We are a good company. I appreciate you recognizing that. That's good for my ego. I'm going to stroke it a little bit. And yay, writing craft books. Hi, Nick. Yes, I appreciate you hitting that like button. I hope to see with you all a little later. Still with the fam and just finished dinner. Yes, yes, yes. Sharp cheddar, dried cranberries, and cashews. Ooh, that sounds like a charcuterie board.
Well, see, you're so sophisticated because my first thought was, well, that sounds like a really nice trail mix. And I was just thinking, like, in a baggie while you're like sitting in your car, and you just went like charcuterie board.
I imagined a full spread on a wooden plate. I got bougie there for a second. I was thinking, I wonder what nice dry wine would go well with this. I did. That was definitely my first thought. I love mustard too. It's just a delicious, spicy boy. Weird. But also, I feel like now I might be inspired to try mustard more often.
Yeah, I think there's some merit to it. And one of my favorite ways to prepare asparagus is to oven roast it and then make a Dijon mustard dressing that goes over.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you hear asparagus and mustard and you're like, that must have been an accident when that recipe was made. Like someone did something wrong and it just turned out all right. But yeah, asparagus with Dijon mustard is really good. Asparagus with yellow mustard is to be avoided.
I've had Dijon mustard honey roasted Brussels sprouts before. In fact, it was a recipe at one of the restaurants that I worked at, and it was so good. And we top it with bacon. Yeah. I didn't like Brussels sprouts until I had them in honey mustard Dijon dressing. And then I was like, wow, that's delicious. It changed my entire outlook on like vegetables and green vegetables. I was like, I wonder if I like these nasty vegetables.
Sauces are important.
Frozen grapes with whipped cream is a fun, cheap dessert. Do they crunch because they're frozen? I haven't had it. And then ground pork with shredded apples. Ooh, love that. Dijon mustard and breadcrumbs making burger patties is amazing. Laura, we're eating dinner with you. Yeah. By the way, we're coming to your house and you're feeding us. And then I was struggling, and the only thing I think was like eggs and salmon.
That sounds like the perfect breakfast.
It does sound like the perfect breakfast. I mean, I don't eat eggs and I don't eat salmon, but if I ate them, I feel like they would go good together. They do. I feel like they're good. I don't eat anything out of water, and I don't like eggs.
Okay.
But like, I've had them both before, and I feel like on the palate, they would balance well.
Yes. Yes.
Comet is here. Hi, Comet. Welcome. Nice to see you, friend. Welcome back. With that, I am. Was it like a good pink flaky salmon, like an oven roasted salmon, or was it like cheap canned salmon?
I mean, if you wanted to go fancy, hard-boiled eggs and smoked salmon and a bottle of champagne, and you could have yourself a good old Saturday night.
Good old Saturday night. Right there next to that charcuterie board. Yeah. He would eat it again. Oh, hi, Christina. You are new to me. Welcome to my channel. We are about to hop into our first productivity sprint. While you're in the chat, tell us your favorite weird food combination. we're having a good old time here.
Mhm.
And if it's unroasted, though, I wish it was smoked. It would have been magical.
Mhm, mhm,
When
mhm.
you put smoked salmon on like bread, it's called lox, right? Like that's what smoked salmon is.
I'm not sure. I don't know if lox is dry curing and then smoking, and smoked salmon is not dry cured first. I'm really not sure. I will look that up
I'm
when I.
doing it right now. I
Okay.
got you.
Well,
Lox is
do
a
it,
fillet
Gwyneth. That
or
was going to
beef and
knock a few
brine.
seconds off my productivity in the sprint. I was going to use that as an excuse.
You're going to use it to be distracted. It looks like it's brined with salt. So similar to curing, but takes a lot less time. So it's just lox of salmon fillet that's been salt cured. Okay.
Salt
So I
cured.
feel like that's why it's always on top of like breakfast foods, right? Like bagels. I feel
Yeah,
like breakfast bagels always have like some form of egg and some form of lox.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. An everything bagel with cream cheese, some scallions, some smoked salmon or lox. Can't go wrong. Some lemon juice.
See, if you switch out the salmon with some bacon, I'm there.
It's
or
still
even one of these ground pork patties. Oh,
that really does sound
it sounds
amazing.
magical, Laura.
Yeah.
Magical. All right, let's stop talking about food before my
Right.
stomach eats me. My stomach will. Oh, pickles and peanut butter.
There's sweet and sour for you, Gwenna.
Hi, I was into sweet and salty, but a sweet and sour. I've got pickles and peanut butter upstairs. We might try that on this first sprint. We're gonna see.
I think you
We're
should
gonna get.
try it on camera. So if there is,
I'll bring it down after the sprint. We'll give it a try. If my pickles are still good.
yeah.
We're going to give that a try today, Christina. Thank you for that suggestion. All right, with that, let's head into our first sprint. We're going to do 25 minutes as usual. Miss Laura Nettles' own timer because she is incredible and we support our friends. So here we go, 25 minutes on the clock. Let's go. Ring a ring a ring a ring. Welcome back, friends, one and all. Jena, how did that sprint go for you?
It went well. I got some help in the chat with finding some new words.
I saw that. Yeah, reverence. And you decided to go with reverence?
Yes, that was something I hadn't hit on yet, and it's perfect.
Yeah. And it looks like Christina actually is writing a Vela.
Yeah.
Awesome. Please do link that in the comments. We will check that out for you. We are a community all about uplifting others, ma'am. So please definitely do leave that on the comments. And then let me see. And I do want to touch on Nick's comment here. Not me taking my mom's phone and changing my name in it to a nickname that she calls me instead of my dead name. Didn't give her the option. I just changed it. Yes, bravo. Absolutely bravo. And I'm glad that it wasn't in conflict. I'm glad that she apologized. I feel like apologizing is the least that she could have done. But I'm genuinely proud of you, Nick. That probably took some guts there. So, I got about over halfway through this book, and it's not a waste of money, but it is definitely not as thorough as I wanted it to be. Yeah. It is what it is. There's going to be some points in here where I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go back and I'll reread that and I'll highlight that and I'll work from that, right? Like that's a big help. But I'd say all in all, I'm halfway through and I've maybe learned 2 things when I would have hoped to learn more.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Need to stack that deck a little differently.
Yeah. But I get it. I mean, James Bell has a lot of books out and they're all hyper focused on very small topics. I just feel like I should have had more content for the $12.99 I paid for that book.
Yeah.
You know? It's okay. It's all right. We're going to finish reading it anyway. Are we ready for this pickle and peanut butter?
Yes, we are.
It's right here. Look, it's gorgeous. A little bit of peanut butter on top of a pickle slice. Yes, quite pretty. It's giving me notes of nuttiness. It's a hot and spicy pickle, so it might be a little bit of chili powder in there.
Okay.
You know. So on the nose, it's refreshing, but yeah, it's a little odd. We're going to see how this goes. I really like this.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it one of those things when you're finished chewing that it starts out tasting one way and then the flavors kind of meld and it tastes different, or like you get this note and then you get that note, or is it just pickles and peanut butter?
I think if I had smooth peanut butter, I wouldn't like it. I like that the crunch of the crunchy peanut butter goes well with the crunch of the pickle.
Okay, good.
So
good.
like texturally, it's very pleasing on the palate, which was surprising.
Yeah.
Because I did not think that the texture would be something I particularly enjoy.
Yeah, I sort of was worried it would be like squishy, too squishy.
It was a little squishy, but it wasn't too squishy. It wasn't too squishy. Now, if you had a
crunch, yeah,
there was some good crunch. I don't think I'll ever be the pickle and peanut butter for it anyway. I was prepared to hate it. I'm really glad I don't. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna eat some more. See if the second bite's any better. I will say if it wasn't my sweet and spicy pickles, I probably wouldn't like it as much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what I'm enjoying, what part of it I'm actually enjoying, like the sweet and sour or the sweet and spicy, right? Because it's the sweet and spicy that I genuinely love in most things. And that I'm really enjoying, because like it's a spice in the back of the mouth, right? It's not like a burning spice. And the peanut butter kind of smooths it over. Whereas the sour helps like complement the savoriness, like the actual nuttiness of peanut butter. So like it's kind of just like an all-around palate pleaser, and I didn't expect that.
Nice going, Christina. Gwenna has a
Yeah.
new
I haven't used. I'm gonna go upstairs and go get more pickles so I can finish the rest of this peanut butter.
Are you observing the tragedy in this comment section?
I was not. Let me see here. I want to try, but I can't have pickles. Nick, why can't you have pickles?
Life without pickles is no life at all.
I didn't like pickles till I was in high school. It was weird.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it was one of those things I wasn't allowed to like, though. It's having weird siblings. They always ate all the pickles. And if I liked the same things they liked, then there would be less of the things that were out there for me to have. So they had all the pickles and all the olives, and I never liked either of them as a child. Olives are slowly growing on me, but pickles, yeah, wow. That was a little life-changing. That was a bit of a moment.
See, that's why I wanted you to do it on camera so that we would have this record of this sea change in your life.
It really was. I'm gonna start looking out more foods that really have that all-around balance with the sweet, sour, savory, and salty. Because that was all of the above.
Yeah, it sounds like just a really good like amuse-bouche. Like,
yeah,
between courses or something, just a little bit of everything.
Since it came to no broccoli or cabbage?
Can't cook with garlic.
Or raw onions? Oh, baby. I'm so sorry. That is a sad life to live.
So it must be the sulfuric compounds that the belly doesn't like.
I'm imagining and empathizing with your distress.
This is holy cow.
I'm so sorry, Nick.
Yeah.
Yes, we are very sad for you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's awful. Well,
that's really rough when you like a food and then your body is like, no, I don't like that food, so you don't get to like it anymore.
Let's see about a next question. Are we still feeling silly?
Still feeling a little silly.
Still feeling a little silly. All right, hear about this. Weave me a tale you're burdened to get off your chest, real or imaginary.
I just filmed a video right before we went live.
Yeah?
And I told the real story of, I was thinking of what made me think of this real story was finding different ways to save money in unusual places. And one time, a stripper saved me money on my car insurance. Who would have thought?
Tell me this story.
So I know that a lot of the people who are employed at such establishments are often moonlighting. They're typically in school for something else. And
That was good. Yeah. That was great, Nick.
So I had spent some time and money in such an establishment and got to talking to one of the dancers, and she was in school to be an accountant, and it was just about tax season. And I was like, do you want some practice and just do my taxes for me and I'll pay you? And then you get a little bit of practice. And
Mhm.
and it won't be as expensive as like going to big box tax preparer. And so for the cost of a cover charge and a lap dance, I had my taxes done. And then there was this other girl who was a physician's assistant, training to be a physician's assistant. And one day I cut my finger really bad and I went to the strip club, which she was. And I was like, do you think I need stitches? Like, should I go to the urgent care? She was like, no, you're fine. So I got like $7 medical advice from a stripper. And I saved, learning this, saved money on my car insurance. I was getting a lap dance. This girl had diamond nipple studs.
Uh-huh.
And, they were where I could observe them closely. I like didn't need one of those jeweler's loops. I could see pretty clearly. And I was like, I think those are real. And I said, do you mind me asking if those are real? And she said, the boobs or the studs? And I said, well, since you brought it up, both. And she said, well, the implants were a gift from her husband for their 5-year wedding anniversary. And the diamond studs were real, 1 carat from her husband for their 10th wedding anniversary. And I said, well, that is a very practical gift, because if you're ever locked out of your car, you could just use your nipple stud to like cut the glass and bash through. And so that is a very convenient gift. And she said, you know what? A few weeks ago, someone did try to break into my car and they couldn't, because she had a newer car that had like a shatterproof film on the windows, so they couldn't bust through. And I had just gotten a new car and I went home. It turned out I had that shatterproof film, and my insurance company treats that like a anti-theft device. And I saved $14 a month. Talk to your strippers, people. They have information and they can save you money.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I am so glad we got all of that on video. It's so iconic.
I'm telling you, and if you go during the day, the cover charge is not that expensive.
I have nothing that can compare to that. I have absolutely nothing. I have, in my 26 years on this earth, I have not had enough experience in my life to be able to compare to those stories that you just told me. Oh, that was so good, Jena. That's so delightful. Wow. That's funny. I'm reconsidering my life choices. So good.
Yes.
So good.
Well, now you have to go.
I have no idea how I'm going to follow that. I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to follow that. I guess I should have prepared an answer beforehand. I come up with these questions myself, so I really should have an answer. You see, I live a very mundane life, and I like that. I enjoy my mundanity, and I find my joy in the small moments, right? So I think most of my humor actually comes from my husband, who is a much funnier person than me. And he just has these quips every now and then, like, and he pronounces words purposefully wrong. Like, whenever we refer to family, it's not family, it's the famila jamala is how we refer to them. And I've adopted so much of his humor into my life that I often forget that other people don't speak in the same code that we do. And after 10 years together, we have our own codes, right? And so I think just recently I picked my sister up for some medical procedure I was driving her to. And she walked out and she had just recently had surgery. And she was wearing a cute outfit. And in the dark of her apartment, I said, "Oh, wow, you look really cute today." And she said, "Do I? I feel like I look like shit." Right? And I was like, okay, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Let's get you to the car. As soon as we hit the sunlight, she does look like shit. I mean, she's gaunt and pale, and she looks like a vampire who has not fed in a century. Like, she looked awful, and I love her. I crashed her for it. I was like, "You're right. You do look awful. I love you. Let's get some food in you. You look horrible. You look like you need to eat something before you go drain the blood out of your poor neighbors, right?"
Oh, no.
So I'm pulling out of her apartment complex, and I'm like, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not quite hungry right now. You know, like I'm a little thirsty though." And I'm like, "Oh, well, you know, you're a little thirsty. I'm Hungarian, so we'll make it work." And I forgot that the rest of the world doesn't know that Hungarian just means hungry, like it does to me and my husband. And the look on her face was like, "There's no Hungarian in our in our history. There's no Hungarian in our DNA." She was so confused. She's like, "I thought this was Mexican. I thought it happened." And so most of my humor comes from moments of miscommunication like that.
Yes, yes. Well, finding out that your Famila Jamila is Hungarian is very surprising.
I thought it was as well. Listen, she looks like a vampire who has fed on a good day. So it was the not fed in a century that drives it home. I love my sister. Truly, I do. She's one of those naturally beautiful people, you know.
But that
She
day
does
she
look.
was busted.
What a good time. Let's see here. We'll put up one more question to marinate on, and as we dive into another sprint, we'll go simple. Tell me the way your family makes their chicken soup. I'm assuming that most people have a family chicken soup recipe. I don't necessarily, but we're going to try this. And let's go into another sprint. Here we go. Window. Let's get some stuff done. 3, 2, 1. Let's Ring-a-ring-a-ring-a-ring. Hello, welcome back, everyone. I finished James's book, How to Write Your Novel from the Middle. I gleaned one or two more things out of it. And it was okay. It's good. I still think it'll be a worthy addition to my craft book section of my bookshelf. I believe other people had a good time as well. I think Peepo Turds is going to be an excellent band name. And before we dive in, hi Maggie and hi Morgan. Welcome. Good to see you both. How did you do, Jena?
I pivoted. I was really stuck on this chapter, and I think I'm trying to make it a chapter, and it's just a scene that needs to get stuck someplace else. So I stopped writing so that I could sort of reconfigure my outline, and farted around on Instagram and Associated Press for a little while.
I managed to also get into Scrivener, and I am almost done. I think I'm about 200 words away from catching up, because I was using dictation to fast draft this outline, and there were a lot of grammatical errors and typos and all sorts of mess. So I'm about 200 words away from catching up and finishing all the typos and stuff, so I can do another batch of words. Farting around. That's going to tickle me, farting around on Instagram and Associated Press. How did you guys do in the chat? Please let us know. I'm getting a lot of answers in the chat. It looks like Int Hugger sent an annoying work email and wrote a bit more in his Camp NaNo project. Yay! Yay! Get it done. Jena, how does your family have their own chicken soup recipe?
Yes, and in fact, I went to the kitchen and got the ingredients so I could show you how simple it is.
Really?
You just pop the top and pour it in a pan and heat it up.
So I love you so much.
Just pull that little tab there, and that's it. That's what you do, and then you have a whole ass bowl of chicken noodle soup.
I love that for you.
Pop the top.
That's what my mother would say. I always just feel like so many different cultures have like their own take on how they make chicken soup. You know, like there's chicken and rice soup, there's chicken noodle soup, there's like spicy chicken soup. They're like every culture has their own chicken porridge, right? Their own take on chicken soup. And I was wondering if like people had that same experience, but it looks like the majority of the chat's agreeing with you. I love it so much. Boil the chicken carcass, make stock with onions and celery. Strain, season, add all the veggies, add the noodles, add the chicken, eat. But what seasoning do you use? Pull that little tab, my cat came running. Int Hugger is a vegan. Mom and I went vegetarian when I was like 10, now 27, so I literally never learned how to cook anything meat related. Wow. Yeah, not in the southern U.S. It's a great chicken soup with vegetables, following Laura Nettle's general process. I have learned how to make, because there's a specific like Cajun soup that is really popular in our area of Atlanta. A couple different restaurants have it. And when we moved to Ohio, we were really craving it. So I looked up a bunch of copycat recipes, and we came up with like this mix of like Cajun chicken soup that we make in my household. I know, yeah. We use like the itty bitty like baby noodles so that like it's all nice and bite sized, and the chicken just melts off the bone. It's really good. It's really good. But just poultry seasoning. We use Slap Your Mama seasoning.
I don't know that I've tried. I've definitely am familiar with Slap Your Mama, but I think my cooking predates that. And so I use the Tony Chachere's Cajun seasoning.
Yeah, Tony's.
And they have a spicy version too that I think is a little closer to Slap Your Mama, but I haven't gotten around to making the leap. Yeah.
It is a leap. When you know your favorite seasoning, you will die by that seasoning. Margaret says no spices here other than Lori's and McCormick's steak seasoning. I do a lot more adventurous ones at home. Christina's a vegan.
You can make anything vegan. Yeah. I was a vegetarian for 7 years and I couldn't be vegan, but yeah, I actually became a more creative cook when I couldn't use meat. So I agree with Christina.
I was a vegetarian for about a year. I found that I actually ended up overcompensating on carbs and had to stop because I was getting a lot of weight because my carbs and my vegetables weren't evening out. But it's far more expensive in the South to be a vegetarian because there's not a lot of vegetables. There's just vegetables that you do have are far more expensive than a pan of pasta. So am I the only person who gets upset I don't have enough noodles in my chicken soup? Like, get upset when I have more broth than noodles. I think you want chicken stew, Nick. I think that's what you want. Lipton's does the trick. Yep. Limits you make more mini contexts. Yep. You have at least 6 seasonings for every part of the meal. I agree. Signs your broth is not tasty enough. Well, shots fired, Margaret. Leave that boy be. Golly. I'm glad we chose silly tonight. I needed these laughs. Let me see. I don't really have any other good questions on the lighthearted scale. Jenna, do you have any questions you've been burning to ask other human beings?
Oh, well, no. Not that I can think of right now. So we can venture out of silly.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to. Let me see. Let's do something slightly similar. What's your favorite form of art to make? And what's your favorite form of art to consume? My favorite form of art to consume is number 1, food, and number 2, music.
Yeah.
But my favorite form of art to make has to be my writing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Food
is art.
I forgot about food as an art. You brought up a good point, so forget about that. Yeah, Esther, I also thought I was going to have a lot of questions to offer and then just went blank. So I think my favorite art to consume is either writing or music. And I sort of mentally like to do interior design and decorating.
Really?
I have expensive taste, so I don't get to practice that in real life. But and by the way, on Associated Press, kids, get you to a convenience store. The Mega Millions jackpot is now $790 million because no one has won for 3 months. They're drawing on Tuesday. You might as well be the one to win.
My husband was ranting about that the other day because he works at a grocery store. So he was venting about the fact that a bunch of people were coming in and they wanted to play the lottery, but they kept playing in the wrong pots. And then they would come up to him and demand refunds because they meant to buy Mega Millions tickets and not the tickets they actually bought. Hi to Nordics, joining us from our Twix family. We are on a writing sprint. We're doing productivity sprints today. We are getting some stuff done and working from home. Nick, I'm not going to tell you that you did a bad thing by buying a new notebook. I'm just going to say notebook therapy is a thing, and you live in the mess you make. To make writing and singing, maybe abstract painting. To consume series and movies, maybe interesting cocktails. Yeah. Make writing, consume fine art paintings, the one with dramatic lighting and gorgeous fabrics on the models. Love it. Consume art in a digital form, reading and music. Then to make, definitely writing, painting, music, video games.
Video games, wow.
Cocktails are an excellent form of art. Yes. It's true. We all do live in the messes that we make. A new notebook, therapy notebook. Do I need this? Yes, I need this.
Nick, notebooks are investments.
They are. Whether or not you fill them out is your own choice. Mm-hmm. I'm so interested. So, like, what's your favorite thing about interior design?
I like making spaces that are designed to enhance creativity or experience comfort or act as the central location for family life. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of balance that goes into it, and color, texture. You just get to play with every medium that way.
Mm-hmm. Esther says, pleasing to the eye, ?
Yeah.
There is a lot of, I took an interior design course back in high school, and we made curtains and we made pillows.
Ooh.
Yep.
Is that where you got your love of your squishies?
I've always loved soft, squishy things. I need some actual comfort in my life sometimes. And inanimate objects that are soft are very nice. Favorite art to consume? Theater performance. You would be a theater kid, Margaret. I mean it in the best way possible. You have this creativity to you, I think would flourish really well in the dramatic arts. Hi, Wesley. Welcome to my stream. To consume audiobooks and make is most likely novellas. Nice. Tell us more about your novellas, Wesley. We are a writing community. Good, fancy, good food. I love these answers. Let me see. Int Hugger says, to make writing or theater, I'm not an actor. I've just worked on some community theater projects in the past. To consume, probably theater. It's interesting that no one here has said visual art just yet, but I feel like that's such a very specific niche. Live theater. I love those things bring good and interesting cocktails. There is a difference. Yeah, mixologists are certainly having their heyday right now.
For sure. For sure.
You know, peanut butter and pickles would go really well with the vodka.
I can see that.
We're going to have to try that next time.
All right, kids. Mark your calendars. Gwenna's going to have some vodka on there.
Peanut butter, pickles, and vodka for next Saturday's stream. Maybe we don't have any graphic designers here. Yeah. There might be. Because I feel like there's people who are visual learners are so predominantly visual that kinesthetic and audio don't always land on them. Whereas if you're a kinesthetic or audio learner, you're so accustomed to adapting to the visual learners that there might just be too heavy of a distinction there on one side. I myself am a kinesthetic learner, and partially visual, but if you just give me an audiobook, I'm going to have a lot of trouble focusing on the audiobook. I'm the sort of person who listens to music to zone out and not be in my brain. So listening to audiobooks are really just not like my thing. Oh no, I hate pickles. Esther, you've got to rewind the live.
Off you go.
Oh, Laura says hers was visual arts, paintings and such.
She said, yeah, she liked to consume paintings that had the light and the fabric. That was so nice. But I don't think anybody said they liked to make sculptures or do drawings or paintings. I think all the visual art folk were consumers.
Yep, all the visual art people were consumers. No one here really said that they like to paint or draw. Pickles and peanut are both we are doing it wrong. Peanut butter and chocolate. The pickles in the store. Yeah. You've got to rewind the live. We had a whole experience. And now I'm sold on this pickles and peanut butter train that Christina has got me on. Let me see. Love analyzing cinematography and films. I agree. I love a well-made film, right? Yeah. I like explosions and murder and chaos as much as the next adventure writer. But a well-shot film where every scene just kind of pops or makes a statement visually to the eye, like that's an art. You do like to paint.
Yeah, he said then to make, definitely writing, painting, and video games, movies.
This is what I get for not paying attention.
We missed that entirely, Nick. Sorry. I got excited about the video game movie thing, and I just skipped right over the painting. I'm sorry. Do you ever show your work on your Instagram?
If you don't, then you should, because we'd support you and give you love. May or may find out during the replay, you won't know what I would decide to do. My day job is making movies. We didn't know that. Painting with light in 3D makes CG monsters fit in with the actors. Wow!
How cool.
I never knew that about you, Laura. Pickles are a nope, and I will rewind afterwards. Yeah, Laura, we had no idea. That's a really cool day job. Jena, I never asked you this. What's your day job? Do you have a day job?
I'm no longer a yoga teacher. That was my day job. Yeah. So I now just am a receptionist so that I could have regular hours, be able to do streams in the evenings instead of teaching in the evenings and not being able to come do anything.
Yeah. I remember you. I didn't remember the receptionist part, but I remember you telling me about how yoga was your love, and your passion, and teaching it was really cool. So I just didn't remember what you were doing right now.
Yeah, we could get into a showdown with our customer service voices. I mean, the two
we
of us
probably could. Not this Saturday, but maybe or next Saturday, because I'm going to have too much vodka and pickles and peanut butter next Saturday. But the Saturday after that, if I'm streaming, because I think it's in August, I'm not sure if I'm streaming, but I will happily. We'll do a whole thing in customer service voice.
Awesome. I'm here for it.
I do not, Jena Warren Rice. I usually do it with my partner, like a stress release. I haven't drawn in a number of years, so it helps me feel better about my dwindling drawing ability. Dwindling.
No.
Shut up. Holy cow, Laura. That's insane and really cool.
Yeah.
Can you be the person that I'm like adjacently familiar with someone famous, right? Can you be like you're someone famous and I'm adjacently affiliated through you? I would love that. the scream of La! What everyone feel. Just the top of her AWC video. I was curious what you did actually though. That's awesome. Worked on the fish dude in the Shape of Water, the creatures of 2 Resident Evil movies, Monsters and Monster Hunter, so much more. Holy smokes.
Esther has a really good point about that.
Yeah. That is exactly the vibe. Those little details must really add up. I think it'd be really cool of you to go into your comic book stuff. Comic books are getting huge, Nick. Can she get even better? The answer is yes. Yes. I agree. That's insanely cool, Laura. We have all you have turned yourself out a little fan club in this side of AuthorTube. I hope you know that about yourself. And we do love you. That's insane. God, you're so talented. And you work hard, right? We can't diminish the fact that all of that is work that she's actually doing and time and skill that she has put into her art.
I mean, she's the real McCoy. Love it.
I see that. Laura.
I'm glad that people who are not in front of the camera also get those credits on an IMDb page. They absolutely deserve it. So I think mostly who's on the IMDb pages are the actors, but I'm so glad that the creators get their own pages too.
Wow. I'm on your IMDb now. And I'm just looking through it. Holy cow. Oh, wow. Oh, you worked on Hellboy and American Gods. Tomb Raider. I'm seeing a lot of my favorites on here. Wow. You're really cool, Laura. This is me fangirling, honestly. No, she's even cooler. I know, right? I know, right? Carnival Row, for real. For real. I loved Carnival Row. Golly. Yeah, bows. I grovel at your feet. Yes, that is what we are all doing right now, Nick. That's insane. I don't know where to end this except to say I want to do one more sprint. Do you want to do one more sprint?
Let's do one more sprint.
I bet you did great on those centaur butts because the centaur butt we saw on screen was wonderful.
I really hope that's on your business card. The fairy wings, building extensions, and centaur butts.
I know. And the fact that she stays so humble about it.
Yeah.
If I built a centaur butt or worked with a centaur butt, it would be on my resume. In fact, it would probably be the header of my YouTube page, just a picture of the butt.
As well it should be.
As well it should be. Bye, Esther. Have a great rest of your day. We are going to hop into another sprint here. Just one more before we go. Using actually a timer from Laura's page. Ready, set, and let's dive right in. Ring a ring a ring a ring. I actually worked on drafting that time. I got about 630 words.
Nice.
I know. How'd you do, Jenna?
I found a place for this scene that's not actually a chapter to go, and then wove in the transition where I smooshed it in. So I didn't count the words, but I solved the problem.
There you go. Nice. It's the problem solving for me. I did the same. I in the 630 words, I basically summarized everything I was going to change in the outline up to this point. So the next time we get to writing, I'll actually be able to move forward in the outline.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think it'll make it more emotionally impactful. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I know. That's the hope, at least. I want to say hello to Haley, who popped in. Nice to see you, honey. Welcome back. Esther left, so goodbye, Esther. On page 15 of the book that she mentioned, Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Caw. Sounds interesting. I love such visceral wording in titles. Gotta love a good hook. I love that you taught Nick how to properly hold a wine glass. That's delightful.
It's just what I do.
And Jess got over a little 200 words before going down a rabbit hole researching New York pizza.
That is always an appropriate topic to research.
I watched Jena's video for the stream and cheered my fiance on. They worked out. There you go. And It Hugger got 400 words. Awesome sauce, you guys. Great job. All around, excellent work here, crew. We have done great tonight. We have done excellent. I'm kind of feeling one more sprint, Jena. How about you?
Let's do it.
Is there any topics you want to hop into? Anything we want to do before? Nothing? It's cool.
No.
Cool. Well, I'm feeling a little stuffy, so let's do a little lymphatic work before we do anything. Let's do some lymphatic work. Oh, Haley cleaned her room and did a nighttime routine. Love to see it. Worked on scheduling the 5 a.m. Writers Club for August. Bless your soul for doing that. Honestly, Mama Maggie, you are a strong human being. Going to write this sprint. Hell yeah. We're all going to write this sprint. So for the lymphatic work, we're going to take soft hands and we're only going to move skin. And you're going to place right here on the front of your cheeks and just make little circles.
Any direction?
Preferably back towards your ear if you can. Yep, just little circles. And then underneath your ears on each side, little circles. You're only moving the skin. So your lymph system is primarily in your skin. Go down about an inch. Now we're on your lymph nodes. And just work your way down your neck. And what that's doing is just moving your lymph around a little bit. Yep, I moved my lymph around a little bit. Now hold your hands out in front of you, pretty like this, and wipe up one of your arms really fast. Nothing hard, just moving skin. And then into that shoulder, all around that arm. And the other hand, just moving around that skin a little bit, moving upwards in strokes. And into that arm, into the shoulder. Ooh, the shoulder's sore. And then into your armpits, you're just going to move that skin around a little bit. It's going to feel weird, but you've got lymphatic ducts into your armpits, into the bottom of your neck, and that is going to make you feel a little bit better if you're feeling a little sick like I am.
Nice. Yeah, you said you were feeling stuffy. Can I offer you a treat?
I would love a treat.
Would you like me to lead you in a little alternate nasal breathing?
Yes, I would. Let's do that.
Yeah, and have a bucket ready For those of
Have
you
a
who are
bucket.
stuffy, it's going to come all the way out. So
I've got tissue paper. Is that going to help?
yes, you'll need the roll. That was a wise decision.
Massage today was wonderful. Awesome. Hi, Barrett. Hi, JC. Yeah, it's just a little warm up. All right, give me this nasal breathing. I need this in my life.
So the
I don't have a bucket, but I have a large cup.
that'll work. You'll fill it up. The traditional mudra is your index and middle finger down and your thumb and your ring and pinky finger out, but it's not required. If you just want to pinch, you can. And I'm not sure how you're seeing this, if it's inverted. So listen to what I say and not necessarily watch what I do in case I'm backwards. You're going to exhale through both nostrils. You're going to close off your right, inhale through your left. You're going to close off your left, exhale through your right. Inhale through your right. Close off your right, exhale on your left. And you'll notice that we change sides after the inhale. So now you'll inhale left. Close off left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close off right, exhale left. Inhale left, and at the top of the inhale, you can take your hand away from your face and get all the snot that came out.
Yep. That worked. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
Woo. Thank you. I needed that.
Okay, so the lymph nodes are drained, the sinuses are drained. We now have room for creativity to flow.
Everybody get your water, hydrate, don't die straight. And we're going to go ahead and go straight into our last sprint of the night. Kick some ass, friends. Here we go. Hi, Barrett. Hi, JC. Welcome to our stream. We're getting productive. Bada boom. Ring. Hi, welcome back. How did your sprint go?
Moi?
Yeah.
It went okay. I ended up doing editing instead of getting new words since I spliced a scene in a chapter that I already finished. So I ended up just sort of rereading the whole thing to make sure that I wasn't being redundant or I, had the same tone and flow. And discovered some sentences I clearly wrote while drunk, so I fixed those.
I love it.
Yeah, so I was editing more than drafting this time.
I get that. I do get that. What's that Emerson quote? Write drunk, edit sober.
Yes. I think doing both drunk is superior, but you could do it that way.
Sorry, I think I just messed up my own work. I was clicking on it trying to get the thing. Okay, I think I got about 400 words.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, that is nice. I did well. And JC, this is chicken parm and garlic bread, which my husband has brought me home from the family gathering that he attended that I skipped on, that I bailed out of. Let me see. Laura got another 15 or 17 pages in. Awesome. Just 762. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Do the damn thing. Hi, Haley. 233 coming in strong. Love it. Nick watched the most of Esther's new video and has been jotting down some content ideas for August.
Yes.
Still being in a new space and has more sustainable scheduling with interning. Editing is the worst. It's needed, but I actually hate it. I like editing more than drafting, and I think that's why I like being a CP.
Yeah. I am like that.
Write drunk, edit drunk, read drunk. As she's chugging an ultra.
It's pretty much sparkling water.
Yeah, they really are.
I mean, it's hardly beer.
Tiff put up all of her things from author to her react, put dinner in the oven, and went back to writing. Awesome. Int Hugger got 260. And Christina wilding out over here. 913 for the whole stream. I'm so proud of you guys.
Nice.
You guys did so well. Tiff got 300. Hell yeah. I told people that was the last sprint, but honestly, I feel like I could do one more, which sounds bad.
Let's do it.
We're going to kick some ass and hop right into it. Okay, cool. Coolio. Real quick, what's your favorite beer?
It depends on the environment. In a Mexican restaurant, I like a Negra Modelo with a lot of lime, but I don't like dark beers outside in the sun. In that case, I would probably go Dos Equis.
Okay. In general, as a personal preference, I don't enjoy beer in general, right? I'm more of a cider girl. You get me a cider, my apple juice, my little appy jappy. All right, I'm on it. Okay. But if I have to have a beer, I'll choose like one of the, I don't think it's Samuel Adams. What's that import that has all the fancy flavors? Raspberry and strawberry. It might be Samuel Adams. I don't think it is.
Is it a sour beer from Germany? That's
No.
like raspberry, strawberry, apple, peach.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm trying to see if I have it. No, it's definitely not that. Strawberry beer. Let's see if that pulls it up.
Appy chappy.
Appy chappy. I know. It It makes you a little snappy.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I'll usually go for something fruity if I have to do a beer. So like a light beer with a fruity aftertaste or fruit flavor. I'll go with that. Let's see. Looks like Laura says another. Nick is right there. Christina says a Blue Moon. Okay, good light beer. Tiff is making teriyaki salmon with broccoli and rice. Gosh, she's such a good cook. She's not a beer fan. JC's coming for a plate. Yeah, we all would. We all would. If you weren't 12 hours away from me, Tiff, I'd be at your place every other night. An IPA or a pale ale. Okay. I don't like beer. I've had a few ciders, but beer, vomit.
Well, for the cider kids, if you ever come visit me in Oklahoma City, there's a cider house, and they make cider beer style. But they have just like this huge selection of something like 32 or 45 different ciders, and they do flights and things. So put that on our list of places to take.
I could do a flight of my Appy Jappy. I could do that. Let me see. Coming for a plate. I love it.
Yeah, I was trying to have some of Nick's carrot cake, and now he's going to go chase after Tiffany for her salmon. So
I'm here for an international mailing fest where we all just mail each other food on the monthly.
Yeah.
I could do that. I could do that. Holy moly. 45.
Yeah. How close do I live to Edmond, Oklahoma? That's where my sister lives. JC, I live in Edmond, Oklahoma.
Shut your mouth.
Yes.
Wow.
I absolutely do. City of Edmond. I always say Oklahoma City because, you know, people just know Oklahoma City on Tulsa. But yeah, I actually am in Edmond.
Wow.
So it's for those of you who care about geography, Edmond is just a hair north of Oklahoma City.
I always say I live in Atlanta, but I live OTP Atlanta, which is outside the perimeter.
Okay.
So I'm not actually in Atlanta, but you know, technically, if you say Atlanta, everyone knows Atlanta, right? But no one knows the difference between like Decatur and Forsyth, right? And those are just two very different places around Atlanta. Oh, look at this. Small world.
Small world, small town.
Yeah, I know, right? Good night, Christina. I hope you feel better, honey.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
For that, I would have to have something I like because I normally go for brown liquor. Speaking of CP, I know Barrett does Critique Partner Live, but if I don't submit there, what's the best way I can find a CP I can trust? If not the place to ask advice, just ignore. I would say, honestly, anywhere in AuthorTube, you're going to find a good couple spaces to look for CPs. So any chat room in these streams, drop what you write and any content warnings that you have. And if anyone's interested in CPing in the chat, they'll be happy to jump in. That being said, I would also say for CP work, it's hard because there's a difference between CP work, beta reading, and editing. If you're going to go with beta reading and editing, be prepared to maybe pay someone for those services unless you are willing to work in exchange. For CP work, since those are smaller batches that people tend to send out, like 1,000 to 2,000 words at a time, as long as you're trading in equal parts, I don't think it'll be too much of a trouble. Just, put yourself out there. I would say closed mouths don't get fed. Right? Jena never has any problems finding CP partners or CPs because she writes the fun stuff.
I have problems getting people to pay for my work. Everyone's lined up to read it before it gets published.
And then afterwards, that's when the hard part walks in. Let me see. I know, right? No way. Small town. Also, care packages. Yes, ma'am. We could do that.
Author care packages.
Oh, bye, Haley. Have a good night. Congratulations on all the work you got done today, honey. Let me see. So if my sister can ever get to me, come out and visit her, I'll make sure to let you know.
Now, by the same token, my brother is not in Maryland, but he's in Virginia, just outside of DC. So if I ever get out that away, I can make a little hop.
Just says, I'm a Texas girl, but Oklahoma is my outdoor neighbor, except for during football season is our neighbor.
I'm not from here, so I don't have a horse in the football race.
Gwen is a great CP. I know. Thank you. You tell me every day, and I love it. It makes me feel really good about myself. Tiff says it's the scuba diving that does it. I need a hardcore CP from a middle grade horror. It just keeps getting rejected by agents. I'll be honest with you, Laura. Everything I've written has been rejected by agents. So I wish I could say I was a strong enough CP to assist you with that. But you know what? We're in the same boat.
Well, and the thing to remember is I have a friend who is a literary agent specializing in young adult sci-fi fantasy. And sometimes she says it's not that the book is bad, it's just that the market is saturated. There's something else that's coming down the pike that is really similar. It can be timing, it can be what's trending, and they're always sort of off, they're a year or two behind. So sometimes it's not the writing, sometimes it really is just timing. So it's okay to have as many CP's eyes on it as you can, but those rejections might not be related to the quality of your work.
I definitely feel that. Every rejection I've had has been, your work is so good, I don't think I can sell it. Has been every written rejection that I've had. And I'm like, oh, great. Thanks.
When you do sell it, I think you should print out your
list of rejections.
No, I think you should print out your 1099 forms and send it to him and be like, sorry, you couldn't sell this. I did.
Yes, ma'am. I love that attitude. I love that. That would be a flex. I don't think I'm petty enough to do it, but it would be a flex.
Oh, I am. I'll do it for you.
Oh, yeah. Getting an agent is definitely marketing related. Really? Now, if it is a problem with your first pages, do send that to me. Let me drop my email. How do I spell my name? Jesus. There. I just dropped my email in the chat. If you want to email me the first 10, I can take a look at the first 10 for you. No big deal. And it would be a pleasure to read because your work is excellent. Christian fiction is what I'm writing now. And yes, I know for that beta and editing I'll pay, but sometimes, you just get stuck and then just need another author to help. For sure. I do get that. I'm not a big fan of Christian fiction, so I can't necessarily volunteer myself to do that CP work, though I might in the future. If you ever write something else, I would absolutely love to assist you. And should I ever start up my Ko-fi and actually sell my CPing work online, as I intend to do one day, then in that case, I will gladly take on your work.
Oh, Nick has a really good idea.
Oh, Savion would be a great partner for you. Savion streams on Fridays just before me. So Savion streams from 7 to 9 on Fridays. Now his computer's broken right now, which is why you have not seen him recently. However, he writes Christian fiction. And he's a pastor. Right? He's in training right now to be a pastor. Oh my God, that is such a great connection. Thank you, Nick. Let me find real quick. Let me find Savion's YouTube channel, and I will drop it for you there. Let me find him. There he is. Ah, that is such a great suggestion, Nick. What a great catch. All right, I have dropped Savion's YouTube into the chat. Please definitely take a look into that, Jess. Oh my God, he'd be such a good partner for you. Ah, I love it. Look at this. Raising and uplifting the community. Yes, he's in seminary school. That's what it was. When current stuff is done. I would definitely always encourage sensitivity reading. Love it, love it, love it. Cool shit. All right. Well, let's go on that high note right into our last sprint, which will actually be my last sprint because I do have to have school in the morning. I know. Boo, the horrible stuff. The not fun stuff.
Ugh.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's rock it out. Sorry, friends. I had to finish that scene. I got... Wowzer. I got 1,000 words. I know. I made the same face. And I know. And with that 1,000 words, I have finished my outline for the second book.
Nice. Holy cow.
I know.
Bring it to finish.
That's insane. Wow.
Good for you. Man.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Holy camole. So I guess the rest of this is going to be making this into a useful zero draft for the rest of Camp Nano. There's a lot I'm going to need to go back and change and re-edit and move around and all that, but worth it. I mean, words are words.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. Awesome. Thank you, Laura. Appreciate you. I love that you guys are being so supportive and hugger here, reaching Camp Nano goal. I know that you are going to reach your goal. 2,000, you can do that. You can do that. In 7 days, you've got this. Let me see. Yes, I'm glad that you were driving and not one of the girls, because that is worrisome. Let me see. How did you do, Jena?
I did pretty well. I abandoned, the one chapter and started another one. So that always kind of goes a little bit slow. So now we're in the final chapter of the third novella, the big foam party rave orgy.
Yay!
Yeah, and I learned a new word for foamy, and it is spumescent.
Spumescent.
Yes, and so if you have dish liquid that gets really foamy, you could say that you have spumescent dish detergent. It's just it's such a wonderful word. I don't think I can use it unironically in what I'm writing, but I was looking for some different ways to say foamy and found spumescent. So that's my parting gift to everyone is the assignment. Try to use spumescent in a sentence tomorrow.
I will use it at least thrice tomorrow in your honor, Jena.
Thank you. That's all I ask.
Hello from our guest from Twitch. I'm glad to see you guys. We are actually, I'm so sorry. That was our last sprint of the day. I know you guys sound like you're just waking up because you are saying morning, but we are saying good night. We are on the East Coast of the US and tired.
So, Amber, there are a couple of writers that I can think of offhand who are about 6 hours ahead of us. They are Phoebe Woods Wrights, Richard Holiday, some other ones. They may be sprinting because they're in the UK. So maybe try to look for those channels, Phoebe Woods Wrights and Richard Holiday. That's what I can think of. Can you think of anyone else off the top of your head?
Can I think of anyone else? No. Yeah. Can Devin Cutting? Yes.
Okay. I didn't know he was.
Let me go ahead and copy today's playlist and post that right in there. That is the playlist right here for Devin Cutting's YouTube channel for 7/24 productivity sprints. So that is yesterday's, and then let me see, or rather tomorrow's. And then let me get tonight's. I will pull that right up for you guys. Because it looks like they've got some more tonight. We are not the only ones going late. It looks like we've got quite a few. Boom. Just like that. So you guys now have that one, and the one beneath it are for later tonight, which would be you guys' afternoon. And then this is tomorrow, which would be you guys' evening. So please, please, please hop on those streams. I do not want to be the person to crush your productivity, but I'm so happy that y'all came and showed up. Hi, Amber. Hi, Myrdal. And hi, Imtastic. I am so happy that y'all were here. Actually going to head to bed yourself because you have to finish packing tomorrow. Devin always comes in clutch. Yes, internationally, Devin comes in clutch. Oh, look at that. QWordy is going right now. Good stuff. Good stuff. QWordy. Yeah, they are going right now. They're on Devin's Sprint. So you can find them. Awesome. Or Mama Maggie pulling through. Thank you for coming, Laura, our local celebrity. Happy to have you here. I'm happy all of you are here. Any parting words, Jena?
I don't think so. Just keep going. If you're doing camp, we're kind of in the sluggy time, but we're getting to where there's light at the end of the tunnel.
You are so close to being done with that last chapter, though. Honestly, you could probably finish it tonight. They are.
Yeah.
Devin is the master playlister, and Eva is the master moderator. Yay!
Tomorrow, holy cow!
I have a project presentation tomorrow that I haven't done yet. I'm gonna have to wake up early to do that.
He's put off a paper all week. Bless him.
Has he really?
Yeah, he said he's.
Oh no, Nick!
All week.
The guy with all the links. Yep.
Oh.
Oh, wow. You know what, Tiff? If you and Jena want to keep going, that QWordy sprint is right there. I've got to take my melatonin and crash. But yeah, so we have 24 to 10K coming next Friday. It's going to kick off with my Friday stream and end with my Saturday stream. We've got a bunch of big namers there like JC, TL Russ. We've also got our own Jena, you're going to be streaming with me, and a lot of other people are going to be there. So please, please, please come see us next weekend as well. That playlist is right here on my channel. I am so happy that you guys were here today. If you want to read my work, my links are down below. Please do that. If you want to send me money, I'm a starving artist and would love that as well. But if not, then a like and a sub will do it, because a sub a day keeps the dark thoughts away. Good night, Nick. Good luck with your paper. Good night, Laura. And I hope the rest of you guys have an excellent rest of your night. Goodbye. Good night.